Hello guys, welcome back to New Hope Farmstead. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make pickled okra from your homegrown okra, and I also wanted to show you the best size to go ahead and pick your okra. If you've grown okra, you know that if you don't pick it when it looks just right, it's going to get way too big. So with that being said, let's get to it. I am behind a couple of days on picking, so I will show you what I mean by it will just take off. Here's a great example of one that got left for way too long and one that's just about ready. I'm going to go ahead and pick this one for a pickling jar. And then right there is a cucumber beetle. So just keep an eye out, guys. Don't let them get too long. They do get less tender and more stringy. So you want to pick them on the smaller side for pickling and really for eating in general. Now I am going to go ahead and pick these ones that are too big for a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm going to pick them and just chop them and freeze them for soups or gumbo, that kind of stuff. The other reason being is that I learned from Jess from Roots and Refuge a long time ago that, you know, and I'm paraphrasing and hopefully I got this right, but the plant's purpose is to put out seed, right? So if you start letting it put out okra that go to seed, like that get to the size where they dry out and actually go to seed, like the plant's kind of done its purpose and you don't want it to slow down. So I'm not going to leave any of these really big ones until later in the season when I actually am ready to let them get to the size they're going to get and dry out. Okra is the absolute easiest plant to harvest seeds from. You just leave the okra on the plant until it gets to the size it's going to be, and then it will dry out and you break it open and the seeds fall out. So yeah. This one is perfect for pickling. Okay, so I took the big ones and chopped them up, and I'm going to put them in the food saver bags. I borrowed this from some of our friends. This thing is amazing. Okay, so I came into the rental trailer to film this so it could be quiet and I can show you, and I'm going to give you guys a bonus, fridge pickles. And a trick that we're going to try to get rid of bitterness in cucumbers. Here we are, and I have the ingredients laid out here. Now normally, I guess I shouldn't say normally because I've been doing this a lot lately, I'm just using minced garlic. I would prefer crushed garlic cloves. I just like it fresh. And I also did dried dill the last time around. Not a fan. I definitely like the fresh dill. I really do not like having to buy it like this. I prefer to grow it, but mine didn't do great. I need to start more. So basically, you're going to need a mason jar. You're going to need your okra. Actually, I already have okra in this one. You're going to need sugar, black peppercorns, minced garlic or garlic cloves, dill, vinegar, and water. So this brine, I'm sure could be used just like across the board for fridge pickling. I've used it for both pickles and okra, and it's just incredible. I will link where I originally got the recipe from. I've been using it for a few years. I have tweaked it a little bit. I really like a very strong vinegar taste when I do pickles, so I add a little bit more than the recipe calls for. So that's up to you. I'll put the recipe up there, and then I'll show you guys what I do when I make mine. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is the 4 cups of water. We're going to add in 2 cups of white vinegar. Then we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of sea salt. I'm using, it's Celtic or Celtic salt. Remember, it is like a really coarse salt, but it dissolves really easily, which I really like. And then a teaspoon of sugar. So I'm going to turn on my stove, and I'm going to put it on low. So I don't actually like to wait for it to get to a boil because you're supposed to wait till it gets to room temperature to fill your mason jar. And that requires patience. So you really, depending on what kind of salt you use, you don't need to get it to a full boil, in my opinion. You just want to dissolve the salt and the sugar. Okay, so I've actually removed a few of my okra to make room. I'm going to add in, the recipe calls for 10 peppercorns. I eyeball it. I used to count to 10. Now I'm just like, oh, that looks good. So I'm going to add in 10 or eyeballed peppercorns, a few sprigs of fresh dill, and then probably I would say about a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, or 2 to 3 of the cloves smashed, and then I would throw it in there. So let's do that now. Okay, and if your brine has cooled, now all you have to do is just add your brine into your jar. Watch me make a huge mess in front of you guys. Here we go. Oh yeah. All right. Okay, wipe off the counter. So there it is. I put my lid on it, and then I give it a good shake up and down to get the garlic mixed up in there. And there you go, guys. There is your beautiful jar of fridge pickled okra. Okay, so here is the bonus. Well, for one, you literally just repeat the exact same thing to make fridge pickles. So, you know, you take your jar, you fill it with your cucumbers, and then you go through the whole process again. So I tried something a while back. I had a friend who told me a trick somebody had told them. And it was, if you have a cucumber that's bitter, you can cut it in half and rub the two halves together and it will foam, and then it will no longer be bitter. So I don't know if anybody else has heard of that before, but I can say this particular cucumber right here that I picked 3 today. I have this one, I don't remember what kind these are, but they don't look pretty, and I'm assuming they're supposed to look like that. Anyways, I cut it, rubbed it in half, and then I tried it, and it wasn't bitter. So then I thought, okay, let me try the other one. So I cut this one right here, and I tried it, and it was bitter. It was gross. So I cut it in half, and I haven't rubbed them together yet, and we're going to try it out, and we're going to see if it works. So I have cut it, okay? I tried it, totally bitter. I'm going to rub them together. It's not foaming, so my other one foamed, so we'll see what happens. Let me see if it foams when it's like freshly cut. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, it didn't really foam. Maybe just like the tiniest bit, not really. All right, I'm gonna rinse it and then I'm gonna taste it. I'm gonna taste it from the same end that I cut up before, because I don't want it to be like, oh, it was just bitter on that end. So let's see. Whoa. It's not bitter. It still has like a slightly... Oh, it's really not bitter now. Like, that's crazy. It was super bitter before. Okay, hold on. Okay, I think it works. So, try it. Try that, guys. Let me know if it works for you. So I would say that works. That is really cool. All right, I'm going to finish up these fridge pickles, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Really quick, guys. Sorry, I know I told you I was going. I forgot to add my extra bit of vinegar, so I'm just adding a splash to each jar just because I really love the vinegar taste. So, okay, bye.